members. We shall be having this conversation right here.
All right, I think that the issue of this loan app is is one that has been right on our faces or in the internet space for a very long time. I think on the 4th of April, the Central Bank of Nigeria posted a list of fake loan apps that were blacklisted because of their exploitation and how they treated Nigerians part time. Now, the truth is, I want to say personally that I have experienced firsthand what these loan apps can do to you.
Okay.
Because from this, in the early days of my career, when these loan apps thing started early, in early in career and life and all of that, I remember a time where I was being paid 15,000 naira at that time. 15,000 or maybe it's 20,000 naira at that time. I can't fully remember. Now, by the way, I have always said it here on radio that I'm one person who always wanted to work, right? So when I was done with my school, I didn't even want to do anything else. I just wanted to get into the market and get working and all of that. So when I got there, the thing was, the money was very small, but not only was it very small, it was inconsistent.
The pay wasn't coming.
It wasn't coming as and when due. So imagine that your employer, everyone knows that you're supposed to be paid at the end of the month. Most companies pay 25th, 26th, and then you're not paid at that time. You're paid first week of the next month. And you had already collected the loan to sustain yourself through that period. And then you get to that period, monies are not being released to you already. Then these loan apps are going crazy, and they're letting hell loose, and they're bothering you, and they keep adding ridiculous amounts of money.
Very high interest rates.
So the thing is, it is crazy. And the truth is, having experienced this, in fact, I was sick at a point. I got sick because of how depressing the situation was. I'm going to call your family, I'm going to publish your pictures, I'm going to tell everyone that you're owing this loan app. It was crazy. And the truth is, even when I paid the amount of money I was owing, at the end of the day, because my salary didn't even come at that time, I had to pay like double the amount. So let's say
interest.
Yes, let's say I collected 20,000 naira. I paid extra 20,000 naira. That was 40,000 naira at that time. It is a system to exploit Nigerians. And I tell anybody that I know that if that is your last resort, don't do it. Because it's like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but I don't think it's a very, very healthy platform. The CBN has done whatever it is that they can do, because there are rules guiding these people. You cannot publish people's. Even the Central Bank of Nigeria has a credit bureau, and the statistics, the names are going to be published there. They are not just thrown out there. Several warnings are being given to people before their names and their pictures are being published. But the truth is, this is a menace, and it has to stop. Now, on the part of the people who borrow the money, there are several reasons that people will borrow money. And why people are resorting to borrow monies at this time only tells about the economic situation that we currently are finding ourselves. That is one. Number two, people are no longer contented with what they have. You see someone taking money from loan sharks to buy clothes. Someone taking money from loan sharks to go out on a date. To take a girl on a date just to belong. So that's another aspect of that we need to, because the money is accessible to you does not mean that you should have it. In civilized countries like the United States of America and the United Kingdom, they have things there's this thing we call the credit cards. And these credit cards, right, you have access, you have a limit on this card. So you can borrow, if your credit score is good, you can borrow like a very large sum of money, a large amount of money. But one thing many Nigerians don't know is when they go out there, because they are used to borrowing from loan sharks and not paying back, they go there and they start using the credit cards. Meanwhile, people who have been there will tell you that you're not supposed to take that money. Like, you're not supposed to borrow that money unless it's a matter of life and death. And then you go on and use it and you exhaust it, and then you see them crying about student loans, crying about monies that have put them in a very bad position. But anyways, I think that this is a very serious issue and it needs to be dealt with. I think the Central Bank of Nigeria needs to call these loan sharks back, to have them registered. Some of them are not even registered. They're not properly registered under the CBN. So how are they operating without being registered? So they can do all that they're doing and get away with it because they don't have any documentation or accreditation being posted out there. But I mean, it's very unfortunate that someone has to be posted like this for their friends and family members to, see them and, I mean, some people might even commit suicide. Some people
Honestly,
might go on to do
it's
very,
a very depressing place to be.
It's terrible.
I think I have an experience with this as well, even though it was not on a very personal note, but a unique classmate, or should I say, yeah, classmate, but not in the same department. I think she loaned money from those people. They loaned her money, and I think because my contact was in
guarantor,
and I don't know, she put my name without my consent, and they started calling. These people kept on sending me messages. They were threatening me. I had to reach out, and well, maybe she was embarrassed to like open up and say, oh, that was what I did. She said, don't mind those people. But after a while, I think she settled off and they stopped disturbing me. I think both of my lines, these guys were always calling or sending messages, and it's really very unfortunate. Like the way you said it, it's the fact that the economy is really not smiling, and some people, they really wish that it cannot go through this lane, but at the end of the day, what can you say?
And you know that the truth is, many times you haven't even taken loans from these people.
You just do it once, and
maybe you haven't even taken loans from these people. Then they start calling you. You can take a loan now. You can. What is your problem?
You see their ads are everywhere.
Pop-up ads everywhere.
Their ads are everywhere,
and it's very embarrassing
actually,
for someone who has, you have Truecaller, and then something just pops up on your phone, and it's a loan app. Someone is calling you, and someone just thinks that you get.
They'll blacklist your number.
It doesn't make sense.
They change the whole data for people who are calling you, but truly the thing there is that money could be repaid, but the reputation would never be the same. And I think that it's something that should not be handled with kids' gloves, for the fact that these people are really out to spoil or ruin people's reputation, as the case may be. But there's another side of this thing that we also need to look at. I think that we also need to understand the terms and conditions, because sometimes people don't even go through the terms and conditions, especially when they are desperate and really in need of the money they want to. So they just go ahead, just give me, and actually we all know that things will not always go the way we plan them. So sometimes people take this loan, and before you know it, something comes up and they cannot
ridiculous interest.
And you said something that actually got to me, the fact that some people actually take these loans to go buy something. I think any loan you are taking and you're not reinvesting it, I don't think you should even take it.
Even if you are reinvesting it, let loans be your very last option. Let it be your last option. When people were going to church to celebrate, crossover, one of the biggest things I was very happy about was that I wasn't getting into the new year with any sort of debt. It's very important that you know what debt can do to you as a person.
Yeah.
So let it be like your last resort. And I think the central bank has the bulk of the work to do. Let these loan sharks be regulated, because they are becoming, it's unscrupulous the word to use. It's too many. There are too many of them. You just be using YouTube. If you use YouTube a lot and you like to watch YouTube videos, you see their pop-up ads anywhere, anytime. They just come up.
They are also looking for their target. And by the time they get you, they'll just exploit you and all of that. Yes, people are desperately in need of funds to, fund their lives and so many other bills that they have to pay. But at the end of the day, like they are called loan sharks. If you know shark, you know how
it's just
sharks
to swallow you.
Yes, typically behave. A shark is even more attracted to you when you are bleeding. So it's like they are just waiting for you to have that wound, and then they move to you so swiftly to engulf you and everything. But there is a bigger picture, there is a bigger elephant in the room, and we want to have this conversation. Is it really right? Is it ethical for these loan apps to post pictures of their debtors online? Have you ever taken a loan from any of these apps? What was the experience like? You can call us on 09073530044 or send us a message on WhatsApp 09097054450. Let's have this conversation this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Nadia is my name.
All right.
I'm calling from Cuba.
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Elder. Good morning, Elder.
Good morning. Happy Christmas and Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
We are waiting for our own Christmas.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Right.
You see, they don't see people to teach them less in that side. By publishing somebody's name because of loan.
Okay.
You have become a character. If you did not pay the loan, you go to court. You see, my sister, I have been with them before.
Okay.
Somebody put my name for collateral without telling me. And then you use that picture. Not say this no, this book begin to call me, begin to insult me. And then I started recording it. The woman in that office, the woman of that office, he can very rude. He's setting person. So the next thing I have to drag them to court, and drag them to high court. For the commission of character.
Okay.
How do I stand for somebody as a corrector? You don't know me. There's no signature there, no my teacher there. You consider to insult me. And then the person talk about it. See, the person went work with me, and then I know his character is not good. I release him in post. He's no more with me. He's not working with me. And then he's not telling me there's any signature I've done anything for him. And then he continues insulting me. A woman continues insulting me in the office. From the office, I have to record it and file case in the court. So the next thing, the lawyer started begging. I don't know. I don't want to listen to the lawyer. But fortunately, the lawyer got my pastor. And then he wrote my pastor releasing. The pastor called me, the elder called me, there's nothing I can do. I had to withdraw the case with begging. You know, they are for thieves and they really like it. Those people, they are thieves. So go and publish somebody's name or call somebody's relative because he says no. If we don't pay, go to court now. Not to say go and begin to defend people's character. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Elder. Thank you for joining us on the show today. I think someone has to take it up. Someone has to take it up somewhere.
Wow. We will unbundle so much more here on this show. Keep listening as we go for this time out. Enjoy the rest of the moment. We will be back in a moment.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
Please listen to this announcement. Farrads Borehole. We are competent. We are committed. We simplify borehole for your borehole survey, for your borehole drilling, or any of your borehole challenges. Call us on 080 3596 5170. For clarity, the number again, 080 3596 5170. You can visit us at Goshen Plaza, opposite Jabi Motor Park, Abuja. Thanks for listening.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3. From Milky Way to Earth, everywhere there's internet, you can connect with Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Log on to our website www.eaglesfm.com. Follow and engage with us now on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok at Eagles FM Abuja, Instagram at Eagles FM 1023. Download our apps on your Android and iOS stores. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, your radio experience you can count on.
Has anyone told you you can talk about your business on radio for just
20,000 naira?
Get a chance to talk your business for 25 minutes on The Entrepreneur. Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. For more inquiries, call 090-9984-4433. 090-9984-4433. Hurry now.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
Alrighty, glad to have you on the other side of the radio as you're listening to your Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, the radio experience that you can always count on. And today is Monday, the 6th of January 2025, and you have the ladies in the house here this morning, and we have been discussing so far, talking about those loan sharks and their acts. And the latest is the fact that they have published about 87 pictures of their customers online. in an attempt to recover unpaid loans. Do you think that this is going to bring back the money? What do you think about this? Is it even ethical for loan apps to publicly disgrace their debtors by posting their pictures online? Give us a call on 09073530044 or send us a message on WhatsApp 09097054450. Remember, you also have the chance to tell us, have you ever borrowed money from this loan apps? What was the experience like? Did you know anyone that went through this, encountered this? And if you have not patronized these loan apps before, what is your reason? Call us on 09073530044 or you can send us a message on WhatsApp 09097054450. All right, we have a message. This one says, the CBN and EFCC should regulate and monitor appropriately these loan apps and microfinance banks. It's unfortunate they continue deduction from your salary after loan payoff. Have a good weekdays ahead. Patrick from Karu. Okay, now I think this is like the one that is even. How do they consider the deduction even after you've paid the loan? That is the number you linked, the account you linked with them. They will still consider the deduction.
Well, I don't know how that is being done basically, but the truth is, when you don't pay the amount of money in full, because when we were doing the research last year, I think it was April last year.
Okay.
Myself and someone, we did that research together and we had that conversation here on radio. While we did that, we discovered that if the money is not being paid, you submit your BVN with them as well, and the money is automatically deducted from your account if anything drops in your account. Now, the truth is, the scammers behind this app, they lure individuals with the promise of a straightforward loan. That's what even draws people first. Do you know you can borrow money under 5 minutes? The monies will be credited, blah blah blah, and all that. The story goes on and on and on and on. And then this basically targets those with poor credit scores or limited access to traditional financial services. Because remember, your BVN will be submitted as well, so they have like an information on your financial information basically. So victims are often in dire need, so they take this money, submitting their personal financial information under the guise of securing a loan, because you have to feel like a whole blank sheet.
So you feel like it's a whole syndicate of exploitation that is going on. It's not really about helping people to live better. It's not really about helping people to go about paying their bills.
There's a particular loan app. Like I said, that research was done. I don't know if it's appropriate to call that loan. But I'm sure you guys already know them. It's red and green and whatever color that is not fine. People never ever get to pay the loans back. This is one thing that we realized at that time. They had an office in Wuse, so we tried to go to the office. People were still standing in front of that bank. It's a very popular one, trying to get monies from there. And so we started having conversations with the people who wanted to get money from there and all of that. Some of them came to actually beg the loan. It's like a microfinance bank. They came to
kind of debt forgiveness.
It's basically it's basically because their interest was piling up. The interests were piling up, and they didn't have money to pay the money that they even borrowed, let alone pay back the interest that they had. So this bank, according to them, they don't know anybody that has ever paid the money that they borrowed from that bank. So you see, it's crazy because it doesn't have you in mind. It doesn't have you in mind. If you're thinking about borrowing, abort mission, honestly, I'm telling you for a fact, because there are so many things we saw and there's so many things we heard at that time that we're not even able to publish completely on radio.
I think we are definitely going to take this beyond radio to see what people have to say about this on the streets of Abuja, because honestly, it's something that is bugging a lot of people. Sometimes there is something called dignity, right? Imagine you shaming someone, and even after they pay the loan, it's already there. I gave a story about the fact that a classmate in school back then, I was being harassed on her behalf. I know that she might have paid that loan back, but it's still stuck in my mind that something like that. People would always have needs, and no one is above problems, so anything can come up. But let's pick some of your comments here on X while we wait for your calls. This one is at Olamide One. She says, or he or she says, publicly shaming or sharing debtors' photos online is a gross violation of privacy and an unethical approach to debt recovery. Such actions infringe on individual rights and should never be normalized. However, it's also time for borrowers to take loan obligations seriously. Defaulting damages trust and disrupts the financial ecosystem. There is urgent need for stricter regulations in loan sector to protect privacy, ensure ethical practices, and hold both leaders and borrowers accountable. Responsible lending equal responsible borrowing. Yes, I think the terms and conditions should also be spelled out clearly. If you're going to use someone as a guarantor, they should be aware, for goodness sake. Why are you using me as a guarantor when I'm just like a contact? Just because my number.
I don't think they actually.
Okay, it's the person that gives your name.
No, the person doesn't give. Is it from the person's contact list?
Yeah, yes. Because honestly, no one called me to say I'm going to use you as a guarantor. I was just being harassed every time and then. All right, this person is at Divine. He or she says people should pay back their loans. Same thing they are doing with telcos. Borrow data from Glo, run to Airtel to borrow without paying Glo. They run to MTN without paying Airtel. Dubious people. Well, I think at the end of the day,
they're those sort of people. We cannot, you cannot deny that fact.
Part of the blame as well. Okay, this one is at Uche Bacardi. He says, in Spain, loan apps send transvestites to follow debtor around by going to their homes and place of businesses. Keep embarrassing them till they pay. The Nigerians should be thankful for mouth shaming, as not likely friends and business partners would be online. Okay, whatever that means.
So because it happens there doesn't mean it's the legitimate way to do things.
But honestly, those people who are doing this thing here in Nigeria, if they travel even to the center clime, so to say, I don't think. Who are you to go and carry it?
Have you seen Nigerians' credit scores outside because of credit cards?
So it's
a lot
like
of Nigerians are neck deep in debt.
The behavior is not dropped across the border. I mean, the behavior is taken across the border.
Yes. So the thing is, personally, if you publish my name or my picture, I won't pay the money.
You won't pay again.
I won't pay. Why do I need to? You can't shame the shameless. You have already shamed me. So what's there? It's the truth. I won't pay. It's been done already. I won't pay anymore because you've published my pictures. What you hope to get by that, I hope you get it. So there's no need for me to, because somebody might reach out to you eventually and say, oh, I didn't know this person was in debt, let me just pay on behalf of that person, and then you have 5-6 people paying. I will not pay again. Doesn't make sense. You have already published it. I don't know what you hope to get by publishing my name and my face, but I hope you do get what you hope to get by publishing it. But the truth is, we need to be realistic when we're doing things, and we need to be think logically. Like I said from the start of the show, the bulk of the blame will not be just on the loan apps,
of course,
the loan sharks alone. The government has a part to play, because if majority of its citizens are resorting to borrowing money, it tells the relapse in the economic state of the country. And if most people are resorting to taking loans, it's either they lack financial discipline. They lack financial discipline. Many people, at the slightest inconvenience, they go on and look for loans, where to borrow money. But I've said it here many times. When I'm broke, the quickest thing to do is offer you my service. Okay. I tell you, this is what I can do. Is it possible for you to hire my service? Do you need my service in any way? Then you tell me, oh, I don't need it now, I need it at that time. Whether you give me money at that time or not, I've already made money from you, because now you are aware of the services that I can offer you. So it's one thing to be stranded and think about ways to get out of that situation. It's another thing to just resort to borrowing money. That's a lazy way of solving problems. And I know many times we can get neck deep in situations and we cannot really think. We just want to sort that problem out. But you need to have, again, you need to have a very rich network. I'm not saying rich people now. You need to have people you can exactly when you are in a situation. Oh, can you give me 100,000? I'll give you at the end of the month.
But sometimes this money is not even up to that, because sometimes it's not even, because sometimes what I see from most of the acts they are doing, you will hear them that yes, you can borrow up to 3 million naira. Like, how do you trust someone with just 3 million naira with so much, or maybe with just little about them? Yes, I know you have their phone book, you have access to their data and everything, but I think that the procedure should be more robust than just online process. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm just thinking the loan apps themselves, at some point, they are also being very lackadaisical, if you ask me. Because imagine you're giving someone 3 million naira, if you're giving someone 150,000, let's say 200k above, and it's just a virtual something. I know that technology is supposed to make everything very seamless, but
the
honestly,
truth is, I don't know
it's a
if
risk for me.
these sharks give up to that amount.
I see them advertise and say you can
They won't.
you can start
Because,
business.
like I think is it with Danish? I can't remember. But like I said, the CBN blacklisted about 100 of them.
They did.
Now, at that time when that blacklist was going on by the CBN, some other people converted their loan app to microfinance banks. The likes of Fair Money, the likes of Branch, some of these.
So there was like a rebranding.
There was a rebranding for some of them who actually knew what they were doing. So it now goes beyond trying to get money by just filling in the platform. They have a comprehensive detail, a check on you. And for these ones that have transited, right?
Yeah.
They check your credit score, and it is based on your credit score that you are giving money. So they're not just telling you.
Yes.
So,
imagine you giving someone a loan and they don't have any clear antecedents. They don't have any clear job they are doing. You just give them loan because they have applied online.
Exactly.
Really,
and I think the
make
online
any
banker
sense.
was here at one time to address this same issue when we did, because it was a very robust research we did on these loan sharks. And it's surprising to see that they're back again and they're doing the exact same thing that they're doing. They're just literally all over the place. But again, we have a part to play. As an individual resorting to borrowing money from this, I'm advising you now on a personal note, abort mission if you want to. I told you I've done it before. I got sick after I paid the money because of the pressure I was under at that time. And guess what? Nobody sent me. I was still living with my parents. Nobody sent me. In a bid to just want to be responsible, I decided to take things into my own hands. At the end of the day, I think it was one of my parents that paid the money anyways. But the truth is, if you don't have to, please don't do it. And if you are going to get the money, maybe you are a salary earner and you know that, okay, at the end of the month, I'll be able to pay this money back.
I think if
that's
you have
more reasonable.
a clear,
exactly.
you have a clear source where you're going to pay back, it's fine.
Yes, that's a more reasonable thing to do. But otherwise, I don't think you should stay clear of these loan apps because
but sometimes problem go hold you. Go know where you.
That's why you should build your network. That's the most important thing. That's why you should build your network. I think I went to church one time and I heard the pastor say something like, think about it. If you are in a problem now, do you have anybody that you're going to call and the person is going to come through for you? At that time, I didn't have anybody. And he said, apart from your family, and I didn't have anybody at that time. So from that day I heard that thing up until today, I worked on building a robust network. So I'm first that person, by the way. I'm that person you can run to say, okay, I need this amount of money. Can you loan me at that time? Because it's easier for me to be that person to attract the kind of people that I want, right?
Yeah.
So I was first that kind of person. I was dependable enough to be able to give money out to people, right? And because of the kind of network I had built, I knew now that if I had a problem, 3 or 4 years don't even need to hear it. I know the one person I need to approach to get that kind of money. And also, you need to be responsible with paying back. Otherwise, you will not be credit worthy, and those people again that you have built in your network will still not borrow you money.
It's
because you borrow and you end up fighting before you pay back.
Because some people, I think some people don't even like to borrow. They don't like to lend other people money because they say money has a spirit that once you give them money, it changes everything about the friendship that you guys have. Well, we are very much available across our social media handles, talking about on Facebook and our YouTube channel as well. And then we have some of your comments here. This one is from Alex. It's from Chinda Alex Hanutu. He says, if you borrow money, you pay it back. Any means a creditor can get back his money after 2 to 3 months of the expected repayment date. He or she is right. People should learn how to be honest and prudent in this country. How do you expect a left hand to treat you right? They only publish bad and dubious debtors. Another angle to the conversation. Well, let's keep it going. Well, we have some of your comments here on X. This one is Arakurin _MFR. He says, the initiative by the bank or loan app to post images of debtors on social media is a blatant infringement on their rights, and it may stigmatize those involved. The loan app, however, ought to have taken legal action before this happened, as it could have caused significant harm to their company, nothing more or less. Okay, another person. I think this one is a company, a tech company. It says, this is a breach of the Nigerian Data Protection Act. NDPA 2023 and a breach of the rights of the data subjects, that's the borrowers, except the data subjects gave specific consent for their images to be published in the event that they default in their payment obligations. It's possible they actually gave consent, because honestly, sometimes if we're in trouble, you're like, don't, let me just do it, anything, just give me the money, I just want it. So it's possible that they actually gave their consent to this. But well, this one says, UNICEF con the post time. There's news of 15 people killed in the north, including a 1-year-old child, and this is what's important. Complacency. Wow, I don't think that any issue is more important than the other. It's all about the citizens,
it's the people
right?
that their names are published that knows whether this case is important or not.
Yes. All right, this one says, this is at Roberto Baggio at Ajibola Bam. He says, show their faces. They're among those people forming rich on eggs, broke shaming us. Ha. Okay, I don't know, but that's a different angle altogether. Somehow